We're talking about GCSEs this morning as well, and warnings that plans to axe them could fail to help pupils and leave them with devalued or discredited qualifications. Joining me now is Assistant Head Teacher Chris Edwards. Last year he wrote an open letter to the Education Secretary to complain about the pressure put on exam boards. If I could just quote from this letter, and you go into a lot of facts and figures and you go into things about education that some people may or may not understand, but basically you finish by saying the statistics show that GCSE passes are down to you. That's the Secretary of State. Statistics is all they will ever be. But to me and every other teacher I have had the pleasure of working with, these children are not statistics. They are young people who have betrayed, who you have betrayed, and will forever be affected by the contents in that envelope which they open today. We teachers will continue to do our jobs and sleep soundly in the knowledge that we did all we could and will continue to do so. Has Mr Gove, the Secretary of State for Education, responded to you?
Funnily enough, he hasn't. No, I've not heard from him directly. He's responded in general to the GCSE exam fiasco, but nothing personal so far.
But do you think he's got a point at all in what he's trying to do?
There is a point to it. I mean, a lot of teachers, including myself, are all for some sort of exam reform. It's quite demotivating every year to produce the highest GCSE results of all time, only to be derided by literally everyone who's outside of the world of education, suggesting that it's because exams are getting easier. Now, there is something that needs to happen, and I agree with that, just to keep us sane and, you know, so that the students are leaving with something that's worth something.
Do you know what I've never been able to understand? Why are there so many exam boards?
Yeah, that's another issue, and again, that's something that I agree with him to a certain extent.
Standardise the whole thing. Why isn't there one exam board for the UK, for instance, or just England?
Yeah, I think that's what he's heading towards, and that will obviously have some benefits, because there are, certainly in English, which I teach, there's a vast number of different qualifications that are available. And some of them are seen as softer options.
Others, yeah.
And fair enough, I totally agree with that aspect of it.
Now, Charlotte's been gauging reaction that's been coming in from teachers, from pupils, from parents today.
Yeah, and there is real concern actually from parents about and from pupils about how this will work. I've just heard a tweet here from Emma Hitchcock saying I've 12-year-old twins that will sit the first of these exam changes, not happy with them being guinea pigs at all. Another one from Siobhan, my daughters are 14 and 16. One is likely to get caught up in this. She has major concerns about the implementation and the value of the new exams. There's real concern about how this transition will make, whether it's, you know, how difficult it will be, whether it's been thought out, if it's being rushed through.
I totally empathise with those concerns. These children are going to do 5 years of secondary school and just be tested in one final 3-hour exam at the end of it. We've got so many students, particularly at our school and other schools that I've worked with, who have such complex needs that testing them over 3 hours at the end of their 5 years of education it's not going to give them the opportunity to show what they're capable of. It doesn't happen in any other walk of life where you would work for 5 years and then have one assessment for 3 hours at the end of it. So, you know, we're not preparing our youngsters for the real world.
Chris, I sense from you as a teacher and your vocation as a teacher, you want the best for your pupils. You want them to pass exams. It's almost as if the Department of Education doesn't want them to pass the exams.
They've certainly stacked it in the favour of a certain calibre of student, this new system. I'm just concerned about the types of students that we all teach as teachers, who are slightly lower ability, have complex learning needs, who are not going to be able to show what they're capable of. And I do want students to pass exams, but if they deserve to pass them.
But isn't the real problem, it is the politicisation of education? I mean, isn't the really angry thing, as a parent, I just get hacked off. What are they doing next? As a pupil, you get hacked off. As a teacher, you get hacked off. So why can't we take the politics out of education?
Absolutely. Can I give you a quote that Michael Gove said in 2009? Because he hasn't made a quote on this topic yet. And he said, in those countries that perform best educationally, from Finland to South Korea, it is academics, not politicians, who preside over the exam system. That's the direction we need to move in here, towards greater power for those who believe in academic rigour and away from politicians meddling, micromanaging and dumbing down. That seems to have gone out the window, unfortunately. He hasn't consulted with anyone from the world of education. He came to Woking recently. He didn't come and visit our school, unfortunately, but he was given a letter from 53 heads in North West Surrey who were expressing their severe concerns about, firstly, the speed in which he's moving, and secondly, the lack of interest in what us professionals have to say about it. And it's not just us teachers and the head teachers who are up in arms about it. Got people from the world of the arts, like Stephen Fry has tweeted about it, Stella McCartney, just worried about how it's going to affect creativity and creative thinking.
But also, if I'm an employer, I want to know what I'm getting. I want to know, is this paper, is this qualification representative of a standard, a level of intelligence?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we do have that at the moment. A lot of the GCSE system has been lambasted because of what happened in the summer. Again, that wasn't the fault of us teachers or us in education, but we seem to be punished for it because we're having to go through yet more changes, which are just going to make our job impossible. And morale is low in the world of education, unfortunately, despite what we try to do. It's, yeah.
OK, well, good luck with what you do as teachers. Tremendous jobs. Are you in class today?
I am. I've got double maths. Yeah, 9 o'clock, so I hope they've done the homework.
How depressing is that for any child to start their day with double maths at 9? I mean,
well, when it's with me,
if they like maths, that's their best.
Especially if I've got makeup on.
And you'll have added value today, having been on the TV first thing in the morning. They'll be listening to what you say.
They won't be up yet.
You need to take that off before you go into class.
That's Chris Edwards. He's an assistant head teacher. What school are you at?
Bishop David Brown.
Bishop David Brown.
Woking.
In Woking.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you. Well, last night you need to get your calculators out to work out who's where in the league table. Lots of differing results in the